Hello, welcome. I didn't really know what to do for today. Today is Saturday. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend so far. I have a bunch of movies beside me that I thought would look interesting because I have hundreds, if not maybe 1,000 or so more. And for today, I'm gonna do two videos. And I figured because it's Saturday and I just want to relax, and I'm assuming everybody else wants to relax, there's not much else we can do with the lockdown. So I figured instead of being like focused on one film or one beer, I thought we would do it more of like a hangout type situation. One thing I've always liked doing is watching podcasts or videos like these, like reviews, to just kind of be authentic and natural and not try too hard to achieve something. Um, Sorry, I'm really digging into my eyes here. I got fucking rocks in my eyes. Who put rocks there? Wasn't me. Fuck, I got it. Okay, sorry, somebody put rocks in my eyes. Um, so I'm just gonna take it easy, casually talk about a few films that either mean a lot to me or I find interesting. Some things that a lot of people might not be familiar with, some that most of you are familiar with. Um, I'm gonna drink casually, not really compare. Oh, this beer goes with this movie. Just like a Saturday hangout. If you have nothing else to do, watch the video, hang out with me. I'll be here. Leave a comment. If you're friends with me on Facebook, message me directly. We'll talk movies or talk beer or both. So yeah, Saturday hangout. For my first beer, I'm gonna open up. Might be the only beer for this video. Like I said, I'll be doing two videos. It's by Bo's Brewery. It's a Märzen. A lot of people pronounce this beer Marzen or Marzen. The actual pronunciation is Märzen. And I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, you're saying it wrong, I'm going to correct you. But if I smile and I have something between my teeth, I would hope somebody would point it out to me. Same thing here. And plus, I kind of have to point it out because the name of this beer is Night Märzen, which is kind of like, Night Marzen doesn't really, oh, it's a Night Marzen? I don't really get it. But Night Märzen is a play on nightmare. So here you have like this beautiful design of the can. Bo's Brewery, by the way, every beer they make is pretty much fantastic. Now, a Marzen, see, I said Marzen because I'm reading it, but it's a Märzen. A Märzen is it's a beer associated with Oktoberfest. I know October is not around the corner, but I'm really fond of heavy, dark beers, malty beers. And I decided to give this a go the other day, and I loved it, so I bought another one. Hey, kitty cat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyways, so this is Bo's Brewery, Night Märzen, 5.5 ABV. So it's not super strong, but it's stronger than your average beer. I'm gonna pour this in this Guinness glass. First time I tried this beer, loved it. Decided to buy another one right away because it was so delicious. Okay, so talk about the beer real quick, see if it interests you. 5.5 ABV, Märzen, like I said, usually you can eat these with sausages, or it's a very Oktoberfest-y beer. So yeah, it smells bready, like heavy bread, toast even, caramel. So we're gonna try it. Yeah, that's really good. So you get, yeah. So it's not really bitter. You get a heavy, smoky, almost like a beef jerky flavor to it, which I know might sound off-putting, but it's not. It doesn't taste like actual like beef jerky, but you do get that smoky, aromatic tones. cured meats, salami, with a heavy malty taste. So you get that sweet balance with the bitter. That's why it doesn't taste super bitter, because you get that caramel smooth note to it. This beer is so good, they sent the fucking fire trucks to get me. Okay. Smoky, barbecue, heavy. This would go excellent with some big giant mushrooms, stuffed mushrooms on the barbecue, some sausages, a steak. Very delicious beer. So, Saturday. Hope everyone had an excellent week. Like I said, I'm just going to talk casually about maybe some plans. I'm trying to set up something in the room where I can, I'm still putting away boxes. I have so many goddamn movies. I'm trying to organize it in a way that makes sense to live in, as well as when I do my videos, it'll look aesthetically pleasing. At first I had a specific format I wanted to follow, but that kind of got changed up because it was so niche. And I just want to have a lot of fun and, have fun with you guys. Bo's Nightmare, it's an excellent beer. So, I'm just going to point this movie out here. I'm going to put this movie because this is a fun movie. It's a Saturday movie when you have nothing to do. It's called Monster Brawl. What's that? It is what it is what it is. I got this movie at Zeller's. Actually, my dad bought it for me way back in 2011. So 10 years ago, I bought this film. Well, I didn't really buy it. It was a gift from my dad. At the Zeller's, man. Remember Zeller's? Wow. Okay, anyways. I saw this, and this is one of the, not the first movie, but one of the first movies that kind of put me into the world of obscure film. Like a movie that's not made to make a lot of money. It's a movie that's made for a niche group of people and to please that crowd. It's basically different monsters. So you have Frankenstein, or if you want to be accurate, Frankenstein's monster. You have the Wolfman, you have a Cyclops, you have a vampire. All these kind of classic horror creatures. And they wrestle each other in an actual wrestling ring. And the way the film is set up is you have Dave Foley, a Canadian actor, and you have these wrestling legends. Like you have, what's his name? I forgot his name. Kevin Nash. You have him. You have Jimmy Hart. You have Robert Maillet. You have Robert Maillet, not really a wrestler, but he plays in 300. He's that big fucking monster ogre type thing, really tall actor. They use him to play kind of like stereotypical, these typecast as this big monster usually. And you have these two announcers in the film, and they announce like, oh, here comes Witch Bitch. There's a witch, her name is Witch Bitch, and there's actually the Wolfman and the Cyclops. They wrestle each other in a wrestling ring, and the wrestling ring is in a graveyard. It's pretty cool. It's not the best movie I've ever seen. But what I like about this movie is if you have a party going on, or, when things get back to normality outside and there's no more, no more than 4 people gathered in a house. This is a great party movie because the plot is almost non-existent. They just kind of set up these monsters to wrestle each other. And then they do. And what I like about it is you can kind of bet on it. I'm not talking gambling. I put $5. You can if you want. $5 Frankenstein's going to win, or $5 the wolf is going to win. But it also can be a wicked drinking game. You have the two announcers talking to you, the viewer, saying, oh, we got a big match today. We got a wrestler. And in this corner, we got the Witch Bitch. And in this corner, we got the Cyclops. And before they introduce each wrestler / monster, there's a little bit of a backstory. But you can make it into a drinking game. You can say, okay, whoever says Wolfman's going to win, if he wins, you guys are safe. If you say Wolfman's going to lose, and he loses, you're safe. But if he wins, this guys take a shot. You can kind of make it an event out of it, because like I said, people are gonna be drinking, have a party. You don't have to really watch the movie. You can just have it playing in the background. And once, oh hey, there's a fight going on, boys. Okay, who's got who to win? And then you can bet shots or bet drinks, or really cool concept. The ending gets kind of crazy a little bit there. There's kind of gets crazy. The movie itself is kind of out there, outside the box anyway. So the ending is just thrown on. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this movie. It's monsters wrestling in a graveyard. The announcers' jokes are hit or miss, but it is what it is. So if you're having a party, or if it's a Saturday and you kind of want to have fun with your evening, you don't know what else to do, it's a fun movie to put on that you can kind of interact with and say, hey, I bet you he's going to win. Well, I bet he's going to win. Just kind of have fun with it. Oh, I love this beer. So, Monster Brawl, might want to check that out. I haven't seen that in stores in a long time. Like I said, I bought it when I saw it 10 years ago, and I haven't really seen it since. I'm sure there's copies of it on Amazon or something, really for cheap. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys. I'm trying to, make it so that casual viewers or people who are just interested in, oh, what's he drinking today? Oh, what movie is he gonna talk about today? Instead of being like, okay, this is the movie, this is the beer. That's not my type of beer, not my type of movie. I'm out of the video. I kind of want to. Plus, it's Saturday, so let's just have fun with it. My girlfriend bought me this today. I was at the SAQ a couple days ago, and I saw this bottle. I'm like, wow, I really want to try that soon. And my girlfriend decided to buy it for me. It is a cream liqueur. It's called the distillery is O'Dwyer, and it's called Pudding Stone. Look at that. It looks, just the look of it is what made me want to try it out. Because I'm not really a cream liqueur kind of guy. I'm more of like a whiskey, vodka in my younger days, not so much now. Whiskey, scotch, maple flavored liqueurs I really enjoy. That pink lemonade Spit and Chiclets vodka by New Amsterdam Vodka is pretty good. Again, that's more of like a drink and party type thing, but I just enjoy it on the rocks. So this is really out of my element for me, but when I see something that looks good, I gotta try it. And it's like this creamy, milky, cloudy, almost like you melted marshmallows and put them in a bottle. And she bought it for me. God bless her soul. I love her so much, my girlfriend. And I'll tell you what, I had a little bit of it, and that's what I've been drinking today. It is so good. So good. In my second video, I'm going to make myself a glass of this and talk about it. This is amazing. 17%, I believe. Yeah, 17% ABV, 700 milliliters, so it's not a full 750. It is a slightly smaller volume than an average, 750 milliliter bottle. But this is so worth it. This is fantastic. Creamy, smooth. I'll get into it in the second video if you guys stick around for that. So I'll get into that a little bit later. For now, Night Nertzen. I also have another beer I'm going to talk about in the second video that I haven't tried yet. I'm excited. It looks good. Looks like there's a lot going on with it. Saturday! Fuck, I love the weekend. God damn. Oh, I took this out. Godzilla. Well, actually, this is King Kong versus Godzilla. This is the... What year did this come out? Hopefully I can see it here. I know this is the 1991. It wasn't made in 1991, but the DVD was kind of... the restoration of the film was finalized in 1991 with some VHS releases, and then finally the DVD came out maybe 2006, 2007. I'm trying to see when this film came out. Doesn't tell me. I should have done some research, but it's Saturday, so I refuse to do anything that requires my brain to function. Forget. It's an old film anyways. 70s, maybe late 60s, not sure. It is what it is. Good film. A lot of cheesy stuff. I mean, for the year it came out, I mean, it's people in costumes. But the reason why, I'm not going to really talk about this film, but the reason why I brought this out and to show you guys is because I've already seen Godzilla vs. Kong, the new one, 3 times from A to Z, and maybe another 3 times where I just skipped, to the action scenes. That movie really I loved it. There were some ups and downs in the film, but as a whole, amazing. There's a lot of fan service. Like if you're a fan of the old Godzilla films or the old King Kong movies, there's a ton of content there for you. It's not a movie by any means that's going to win an Oscar for acting or for plot or for screenwriting, but for a film, like an action movie, and just watch and enjoy the spectacle. It kind of sucks that I couldn't get to see it in theaters because we're in lockdown, but I did rent it on Cineplex with my scene points. I had a fuck ton of scene points, so I didn't pay for it. I used my scene points, got it for free. So I will be doing an in-depth guide, I guess. Whatever. I'll be talking about Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 when it comes out on Blu-ray, or hopefully there's a 4K release right away. There should be. I mean, it's 2021. Back in the days, they would do a Blu-ray, and then if it sold well, they'd do a 4K release of it. So when that comes out and I have the actual physical copy in my hands, I will be doing an in-depth guide to that film. So that's why I just put this here, so that you know that I will be talking about the modern version. Good movie though. If you're into old school movies and it's not, you're not turned off by really cheap special effects, I'd recommend King Kong vs. Godzilla. And I mean, spoiler alert, so you might want to pause here if you're not ready for a King Kong vs. Godzilla, the old school spoiler. King Kong wins in that version. So King Kong wins in the old school version. So there's that, and then I'll talk about the new one and what they changed and how I might compare the both of them. But I really just want to talk about the modern version, a video on its own. Man, I can't wait to get my hands on a copy of that film. That's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna watch that like back to back for like 3 days straight. Rich malty caramel, smoke flavored. What can I say for the second video? This is a good movie. The Descent. The reason why I want to talk about this movie is because Mother's Day is around the corner. I believe. I'm not really sure. I believe it's in May. Never really celebrated Mother's Day. The Descent, the reason why I want to talk about that and why I kind of connected it is because it's an all-female cast horror film. Not only is it all female, it's really good. I was told about this film 6 or 7 years ago. Man, I remember this day. This day was so fun for me. It was the last time I rented a film. I went to the local film rental store. I was off for that day. I didn't feel like buying a movie, but I said, you know what? I haven't rented a movie in a long time. I heard about The Descent and I wanted to pick it up, and they had a copy, so I rented that. And I also rented The Thing, not the John Carpenter, with Kurt Russell, but the remake they did in 2012 or 2014. The Thing, anyways. I rented those 2 movies. I went into my room, turned the lights off, and I just watched 2 films back to back. And it was the first time I'd seen The Descent, and I loved it. Oh my God, there's a couple moments where, when they say, oh, it's jaw-dropping, my jaw dropped. Oh! Like, there's some things in there you go, oh my God, no way, no. It is an emotional roller coaster. But there are 2 versions of the film. Both versions are very similar except for the ending. I don't want to give too much away, but this is, I believe it's the director's cut. Oh, original unrated cut. That's it. Yeah. So original unrated cut. That's my favorite one. I don't want to say, because if you haven't seen it, you got to go into this movie blind. You got to go into this movie not knowing anything. I highly recommend it for anybody. It's very claustrophobic. It's about this group of women friends that have been friends for a long time. Some of them, they're new to the group, and they decide to go on this little adventure. Like every year they do something together, and they decide to go spelunking into these caves, and they want to go. Apparently there's this cavern that hasn't been discovered yet, and they want to go all as a group, and then it'll be named after them, and it'll be something that they'll all be remembered by. But there's this kind of internal drama between two of the main characters in the group that I don't want to give too much away about. And then once they get into the caves, they gotta go this way to get out, but wait a minute, it hasn't been mapped properly, that's not the exit, how are we gonna get out? And then there's these creatures in the caves, really suspenseful. The creature designs are perfect. The story is well written. The acting is excellent. I have no gripes with the acting. Gory. I love my films gory, So, excellent movie. There's two versions of the film. One is more of a happy ending, and one is more of a soulless, hope-killing, deadening ending. And I'm not going to say which one is which. I don't know which version you can watch, or hopefully you can get your hands on the unrated cut, because that's the one I prefer. But if you can, maybe once you watch the film, doesn't matter which ending you have. If you both are on YouTube or whatever, you can look it up, or at least Wikipedia the plot. Watch it, and whichever version you get, go back and look at the other version and then compare. But besides that, the whole bulk of the film is the same, except for the last maybe 6 minutes. So, it's not worth watching the movie twice just for the last 6 minutes. But I did that. I watched it both times, both cuts, and I prefer this cut. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. So yeah, excellent movie, excellent acting. A couple of moments where you go, no way, did that really just happen? All female, excellent Mother's Day movie if your mom is into horror films. Very empowering for women. Love it. I don't know did I talk about this movie? I don't think I did. I've only have seven or 8 videos on my channel. I don't know if I talked about this movie yet, but I don't think I did. Excellent film. More beer is what I decide to do. I love Saturdays. Love them. I think I'll talk about one more movie, reset, enjoy my beer, and then I'll come back for the second video. It'll be basically the same thing. I'll just talk about what I'm doing and what's going on, and just basically like a hangout type deal. What movie? I'm gonna keep those and those for the second. Yep. So you know what? I'm gonna talk about, and this is a movie trilogy that means a lot to me, because basically they've been a part of my life since I've been born, basically. And not only have they been around my whole life, but there's this nostalgic feel to them, both if you've known them for a while and even if you haven't. There's a couple of scenes where you go, wow, that's old school, while also being modern. So you get this really specific late 90s, early 2000s vibe to them, even though the first one came out in the 80s. And I'm talking about the Robocop trilogy, the original trilogy. There was a short-lived TV special. It was awful. Although when I was a kid, I liked it. And I have this one specific memory about it. I'm not going to get into it. It's not my life story. But there was that. And then there was the remake that they did not too long ago, maybe 2014 or something. Wow, 2014 is 7 years ago. Yeah, holy fuck. Anyways, that movie I really didn't enjoy. The remake I hated because Robocop is an R-rated franchise, um, and they kind of took that away. It would be like doing Mortal Kombat PG-13. You can't really, even if it is a good movie, you expect, if you're a fan of something, you expect to see the violence or lack thereof, depending. And if you do a reversal and vice versa, then you're not giving the people what they're accustomed to or what they expect. So even if it is a good movie, if they're not expecting that, they're already at a disadvantage with liking the film. First movie, R-rated. Second movie, R-rated. And the third movie is 14A. So the third movie in this franchise is also kind of dumbed down in the sense of in terms of violence and gore. But this trilogy, oh my god. Robocop 1, loved it. I remember watching it as a kid. And I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And it was so cool, in fact, that I remember as a kid, I asked my dad, and because I went to visit my grandmother's sister. I used to call her my aunt, but it was my grandmother's sister, and I would visit. And they had this magazine. I looked in the back, and there was these old cutaway things like, oh, order this Robocop suit or whatever. And I was like, oh, we gotta order that. It's the coolest thing. Dad, order it. And they ordered it, and I got it. And when I received it, I freaked out. Looking back on it now, it was kind of cheap, but when I was a kid, it was the coolest thing. It was Robocop's helmet. I believe there was a badge, a gun that had these red plastic darts, like they were made out of almost like gummy, and you'd have to lick them and then shoot them. They'd stick to a window. I made a mistake once, and I tried to lick it while it was cocked in the gun, and I shot myself in the fucking that little dangly thing. What is that? Udum Dabnum Gado, something like that. Fuck, I could have been killed. Shot myself right in the gorge. Love that thing. But anyways, Robocop 1, very violent. It's by Paul Verhoeven, director of Starship Troopers. Fuck, that's a good movie too. Oh man, that's a good movie. That's video for another day. I'll do a video on the whole Starship Trooper franchise. Excellent film. Robocop, man, I'm going crazy. I got the Saturday fucking jitters in me, It's so weird. Throughout the week at work, I don't know if anybody else is like this. Ugh. Once it's the weekend, you get so much energy. Anyways, Robocop 1, excellent film, violent. Man, there's a lot going on in that film. Robocop 2, plot is a lot weaker, although it's still very violent, so there's that. Robocop 3, the plot is even more thin. But Robocop does get a jetpack in the third movie. Unfortunately, the special effects are, below subpar. Like, they're very bad. Like, he's flying and he's very clearly just laying down up against a green screen and just leaning to the left and the right. But when you're a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old, and Robocop has a fucking jetpack, I think that might have been my first erection. Straight up. I was like 9, and I was like, Robocop 3, oh my god, there's a guy with a samurai sword, and then when Robocop flies by on a jetpack, that might have been my first ever sexual experience. Fuck, that was good shit. So, that's the first part of 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just trying to be lighthearted, talk about a couple things and what they mean to me when I was growing up. Maybe let you in on some things I'm planning on doing in the future, trying out some beers, some different alcohols. It's Saturday. We gotta let loose. We gotta have a couple drinks. We gotta talk about some movies. I hope everyone is staying safe. Hope everybody is gonna enjoy their weekend, and I hope everybody had an easygoing week. That was part 1. I'm not gonna label the videos part 1, part 2. I'm just gonna label them Saturday Fun Day and Saturday More Fun Day. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Who knows? It's crazy. It's Saturday. So thanks for watching. Again, Bo's Brewery, Nightmareton, Monster Brawl, The Descent. If you had to watch any movie out of all the ones I talked about, I recommend The Descent. Uh, Robocop is a classic. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you know who he is. Cheers. Bones. Nightmare.